Have you ever experienced this before? Waking up feeling grumpy, moody, or even depressed, but you feel so much better in the afternoon or at night? Because a few years ago, this is how I felt every morning. It was a period of time when I didn't like what was going on in my life. Once I woke up in the morning, every stress, anxiety, self-doubt, anything that is negative starts to creep in, and they come in a form of anger and sadness. I started to realize this issue when I was having my internship. I didn't like what I was doing. I feel like I'm trapped in a fishbowl, and I was afraid. I was afraid that this is how my life is going to be after graduation. I don't have the motivation to push myself out of bed. I feel lost, and I did a video on that. Maybe you can check it out over here. At the same time, this was pre-minimalism period. I was so into fashion that I'll feel sad and bothered in the morning, bothered by dumb questions, dumb worries like why my Instagram likes are so insignificant. Am I dressing well enough to impress others? Why can't I own those fashion pieces? I mean, now you look back, they are all dumb worries that I give myself. But back then, I just don't feel happy at all, especially in the morning. Even though the negative feelings started to fade off from morning to noon, but the cycle continues once again in the next morning once I open my eyes. And I started to love the nighttime and staying up late because it acts as an escapism for me, thinking that I can put all the stress and anxiety tomorrow morning. If you feel the same, that might be something they call diurnal mood variation. It's a symptom of depression in which an individual feels low in the morning. And this condition can also be known as morning depression. I won't play doctor here to claim that I have this symptom. Neither am I suffering from any clinical depression. But I have to admit, what I felt is slightly similar to the symptom at a very mild level. I didn't see this symptom as a serious problem back then. I just live my life feeling moody every morning and let it be. But luckily during my internship period, I started to discover self-development, podcasts and books. You have to know, I'm one of those who think that self-improvement, self-help, it's kinda uncool. But there's one book that changed my whole perspective of self-development and even more, changed my whole life. That would be The Miracle Morning. I was truly inspired by the author, Elrod. I'll keep this short. I've never had a mentor, and Elrod, he's like a mentor to me. Even though we have never met, but I receive a lot of value from him. And the way he teaches people how to live their life and how to love anyone unconditionally is truly inspiring. And I started to think that this miracle morning can be something that fixes my attitude towards how I live my life, especially in the morning with my morning sadness. So during 2017 Christmas, I bought a Miracle Morning book and gave it to my girlfriend. I wanted us to change our lives slowly, one morning at a time. Like all self-help books, we feel extremely motivated after reading the book, and we plan to start our day one on the first day of 2018. And this habit sticks with me until today. I'll say it's something that changes my life. I love waking up in the morning, even though sometimes I might still feel depressed, but now I know how to counter them with Miracle Morning and to push all the negative thoughts away. It gave me a lot of values, and I'd love to share with you guys what is this Miracle Morning about. And first, you probably will ask this question, why even bother to have a morning routine or waking up early? To answer the question, I have to say, how you wake up in the morning affects the rest of your day. It definitely affects mine. If we begin our morning with the right mindset and positive momentum, we can keep them out for the rest of the day. Hal structured the Miracle Morning by introducing 6 habits into a morning routine, and then he created this acronym, SAVERS. S is for silence. Living in this fast-paced, overstimulated and noisy world, our morning is generally chaotic, and what's even worse is our internal chatter, making noises. It reminds us that there's a report behind time, the debt that is overwhelming our financial situation. Our minds are cluttered with all this stress, worries and anxiety. By engaging in a period of purposeful silence, we can gain our clarity, reduce stress and focus on what's truly important, which is our priority. In other words, less clutter, more clarity. And silence in the mind can come in the form of meditation, prayers, reflection, or deep breathing. For me, I've been using a guided meditation app to help me through my process of learning how to meditate. After a year of doing this, sometimes I just let my mind do the work. This is a very crucial step for me in the morning. I have to keep my mind clear and declutter all the negativity out of my mind. A is for affirmation. We all know that this is a tool that is frequently used by successful celebrities. And I know it sounds crazy or even cheesy to talk to yourself with affirming words. But you have to understand that every one of us is affirming and influencing ourselves subconsciously with our internal dialogues. Internal dialogue can be a form of affirming self-talk or a self-deprecating thoughts on your look or capabilities. Whether is it working for or against you, our internal dialogue deeply influences how we handle our daily life and our level of success. So why not do it deliberately? Design a dialogue that can target your limiting beliefs, your fears, your insecurity, instead of feeding them. I wrote my affirmations down on a paper and I recite it every morning. This acts as a counteraction for me to push off all the limiting beliefs that recur every morning and convert them into positive, limitless thoughts. Okay, Patreon time. If you like what you see here and love to support this channel and keep this channel going, you can head down to my Patreon link at the description below, and your contribution can definitely help with the growth of this channel. Appreciate it, and let us continue. V for visualization. You can see this as a creative visualization or mental rehearsal, using your imagination to create a mental picture of a winning situation or winning outcome in your life and try to keep it as detailed as possible. Most of us, we are limited by our past. We only recall previous failures that will feed to our limiting beliefs. Visualization, on the other hand, creates a winning vision for us to occupy our mind and give us the motivation to carry on. Whether or not you believe in law of attraction, and that can be a video for another time, to me, visualization acts as a hope for me to look forward to the future outcome and believe in myself. And this practice helped me a lot when it comes to feeling down, feeling lazy, feeling unmotivated. E is for exercising. I don't think we need much explanation on the benefits of exercising and how it boosts our energy in the morning. I believe we all experienced this before. After a long day of work, we just want to go home, sit at our couch and relax. But what about our exercise regime? We shall push it to tomorrow. But that's the excuse we said yesterday. Exercise in the morning before you start anything gives you no excuse to say you don't have the time or you feel tired. It's the same concept as eating the frog first. We do what we dread the most and nothing worse will come after. Personally, I will energize myself with a 15 to 20 minutes yoga routine to stretch my body. I'm someone who is pretty impatient, so yoga does not only train my body, it also trains my patience level. R is for reading. Reading is an essential part of learning, and like I've mentioned, I don't have any mentor, and books are like mentors to me. Learning from successful people through books is the fastest way for me to acquire knowledge to improve every area of my life. And just like exercising, we always have excuse for not reading, so why not do it before you start your day? I'll read 30 minutes or even 1 hour if time allows in the morning. And the last S is scribing. Other than silence, scribing is one of the hardest out of the few practices for me because I'm not good with words and not good with expressing myself and now to written format. I used to cringe when I write something sentimental down because that's just not me. I write down small wins, ideas that can be implemented, lesson learned, and more importantly, what I'm grateful for. Expressing my gratification in the morning helps a lot when it comes to having a bad mood. Showing my appreciation towards life seems like the best way to counter any negative thoughts, making stress, anxiety, worries seems insignificant. So that's the savers and basically my miracle morning routine. By the way, savers are not arranged in any order. You can do it in any sequence that is suitable for you. Personally, I start with silence with a 10 to 20 minutes of meditation. Since I'm in this position, I'll go straight into 5 to 10 minutes visualization. As I'm already on my yoga mat, I'll continue my 20 minutes yoga routine. I'll go to my working desk for my affirmation, which is written in my journal. Then, I'll reflect my morning gratification on my journal, and I'll end it with a 30 minutes of reading, audiobook, or podcast. I've created a flow which is easy for me to automate all of these habits. By unfolding the yoga mat, I can complete 3 practices, 2 practices on my journal book, and lastly, beside the journal is the book that I want to read. Every morning, I'll take 1.5 to 2 hours based on my preference to prepare myself for the day. I know that might be kind of long for some. Maybe you can check out Elrod's 60 minutes version for this morning routine. And if you'd like to start this tomorrow and want to have a progressive learning process, you might want to try the 6 minutes version, which is 1 minute for every practice. Then you can slowly increase the duration based on your own preferences. Even though I've practiced Miracle Morning for more than a year now, sometimes I still give myself excuse not to do it. For example, I'll tell myself I didn't have enough sleep last night, I should sleep in. Or it's a weekend, I should give myself a break. And because of these excuses, I tell myself I want to take on this habit serious again. I'll make a separate video, maybe the 30 days challenge for each of these practices, and I'll see how I can structure it, because I know all these topics are overrated in this self-development field. But I still want to spread the message across, bring the value to you guys, and let you guys know what are the benefits of having them. Speaking about Miracle Morning routine, the first thing you need to do is wake up early. And that will be the next 30 days challenge that I'll be facing. I'll let you guys know how it goes soon. So that's all I have. Hope this video can give you an insight on how you can make your day better just by creating a Miracle Morning. If you are new here and like this video, you can head down to my channel to check out my other self-development videos out, and I'll continue to make more of this kind of video in the future. Appreciate every single one of you. Thanks for the support, and I'll see you guys on the next one.